What's up everybody, my name is Jay and welcome back to my Tech Vault. And today we're going to be talking about RX 590s. Why? Well, because we've got some pretty strong evidence, I would say. Most people are saying it's official. I'll say it's official too. Somebody just made a mistake and probably posted a little bit early, or maybe not. So Power Cooler, the company that manufactures the Radeon cards, or one of the board partners for the Radeon cards from AMD, they decided to put out one of their cards, and this is a 590. Now, obviously, this is exciting because we actually get to take a look at specs that are going to be out there on these new cards. Now, keep in mind this is a board partner, so these specs will be slightly better than what probably the stock will be, but we'll just talk about them. And of course, like stuff like the video RAM and stuff isn't going to change much, so you should be good there. So let's talk about memory size. So we've got 8 gigabytes of GDDR5, and this is running at 8 gigabytes per second. So it's a pretty average, I guess, same as the 590-ish. It's kind of around there. It's got 2,304 stream processors, and then of course this has a total boost or a max boost up to 1,576 megahertz. Now this means that you'll be getting a higher boost of around 17% higher boost over the stock 580, so just keep that in mind. And then also the manufacturing process is 12 nanometers, and this is the Polaris. Oh, sorry, I don't know what that was. That was a mix of two words. Polaris Refresh 30. So this is the Polaris Refresh 30 architecture, and this is basically that's what they've designed this card on. So they're kind of following Intel, and I guess all these companies are just refreshing, which makes you kind of sad because then we have AMD making like good processors and they're not refreshing at all. Intel over here refreshing a whole bunch. I don't even know what coffee like we're on. And then we've got another refresh, the third refresh of the Polaris architecture, which is interesting. So if you want to know when you can actually get your hands on one of these, probably around November 15th, which at the time of this video, and since this video is coming out tomorrow, will probably be tomorrow, which is funny because as the time you're watching this video, it's tomorrow. So yeah, I have to be careful when I record these videos. So now I want to talk about a couple things. Well, first off, this is supposed to get like 15% higher frame rates in games because apparently some people have gotten a hold of these cards. I don't know how accurate that is because some people, I don't know like the backstory behind that. I'd be willing to bet that it probably will be some substantial performance increase, and especially since right now the 1066 gigabyte is just slightly, like by a couple frames ahead of the 590 if you were to average or 580, sorry, 580 if you were to average a bunch of games together. And so really those are neck and neck, and I really could say that they're about even with the 580 just slightly below the 1066 gigabyte. And so if you're unaware, NVIDIA has released or silently released a 1060 6 gigabyte with GDDR5X, and that's of course higher memory, higher speed memory, and of course that allows it to have better performance, simple stuff. And so this new card doesn't have any memory increase, but it has a higher clock speed, and so that's how they're trying to get their performance. I have a feeling these cards are supposed to kind of combat each other and try not to lose market share, so they're kind of supposed to be meant for each other. As for what this is going to mean with the price around like $270, it's going to be pretty interesting to see how this stacks up to the new 1060 that's supposed to come out. Or actually, I believe it's already out in production. It just kind of has been quietly released. And so it's going to be interesting to see what happens when that comes out along with the 1060. And also I have a feeling that this is not only just going to allow for more cards at a lower level so that more of the gamers, kind of the lower end budget gamers, are trying to get something that's nice and maybe upgrade your system. You have a lot more card options. Because right now NVIDIA, it really makes me confused on why NVIDIA went out and got all these high-end cards when obviously there's kind of very little market for that. I would feel like there's a lot more of a market for low-end cards, of course, but they don't make the money off of that. So since NVIDIA kind of went up for the high-end market, they completely destroy, like, you know, they have all their bases covered up there, from the 1080 Ti all the way up to the 2080 Ti. It's all covered up there. I'd be willing to say the reason why AMD went down here and decided to release the 590 is because there's a lot more wiggle room, I guess, down there. And then NVIDIA is keeping all their bases covered and has to release the 1060 6 gigabyte GDDR5X. So I want to say though, it's nice to be able to report on something and talk about something and then actually come out, especially when it's kind of exciting, something new, interesting, and actually has a good market value and a good market to go to. So you know, I thank you very much for watching. If you want to check out the video, it's kind of the same stuff really. But thank you very much for watching. Check out my channel for other cool tech-related news, videos, leaks, things like that. Maybe stuff that may be coming out in the future. Who knows? And then of course I do computer builds and Lego stuff as well out of Legos and computers. Yeah, that's been recent stuff lately. But thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.